of the series. Now, important to note that we are, the winner of this, going to be guaranteed a spot in the Wadi TV Weekly Season 4 Finals, which is going to be a lot of fun. I love it, love it. L-O-V-E, love it. I love the, I love it. The Weekly Season Finals, happy to be able to bring those back as well. It's going to be fan-frickin-tastic. What am I casting after the Weekly? I'm casting the Yost Star League tournament. It's a Swiss tournament. That's going to be coming up in about an hour or so, basically just after this series. When is the next piano stream? Maybe in the near future, perhaps. Maybe you could do a piano stream tomorrow. I haven't played piano in so long. I'm going to try and learn some stuff on piano so I can actually do a piano stream, because I want to get back into learning it. I'm going to try and give myself a little bit more time at home. Nowadays. Chill out and stuff. Anyways, bottom right hand side, our red Terran player. Give it up if you're cheering on Keen. He's going up against the blue Terran player. To the upper left hand side of the map, Alive. TVT was always great. I personally like TVT as well, but just in case some people were doubting it in the chat, because, you know, some people are a little bit a little bit afraid of mirror matchups. It's okay, guys. I don't like looking in the mirror myself. It's okay. In a mirror matchup, you don't actually have to look in the mirror. It's okay. It's okay. Chill. Sorry, that's quite a harsh joke. You guys aren't ugly. I'm sorry. See what happens when I try to be funny. Just fall flat on my face, smash bang, insult everyone that's watching me. God damn it, Woody. So terrible. I love the TVT, honestly. It's one of my favorite matchups. I can understand that some people don't like it. Alive top left, Keen bottom right, and the openings are already a little bit different between the two of them. Alive is Reaper expanding. Keen is going for the double gas setup, which allows him to get a little bit more aggressive, expand a bit later, and oftentimes from here you will go into your kind of free CC very quickly, because you have so many units kind of on the way out from this kind of setup of structures in the early stages. Two Reapers going to be moving out and towards the upper left hand side of the map. So two Reapers just coming in towards the upper left and seeing what might happen. A couple of Reapers just firing away, and we are going to see the Reapers of Alive going to be able to get one kill though. So far Keen not being too successful with his what should be earlier aggression, and actually Alive have already a Cyclone to defend too. Should be kind of fine over here as this Reaper pokes forwards. The Cyclone coming in, but two Reapers and a Cyclone against one Reaper and a Cyclone. Well, let me do the math. 2 is greater than 1. 1 equals 1. I can't do it. It's too difficult. Equations are so hard, man. Ay. Alright, well, we do see this Reaper of Keen continue to come back towards the bottom right-hand side. A natural expansion of Keen starting to expand up as well. So that's getting set and ready to go here. And just going to be seeing the Cyclone joining up in the on the kind of the top of this round. 2 more Cyclones on the way, and Alive and Keen were some of the first Terran players I saw doing this kind of mass Cyclone strategy. And so Alive's going to show us a little bit of this right now. We'll see just single Cyclone production with a Cloaked Banshee on the way from Keen. We'll see. It looks as though he may put the factory onto the reactor, though. And so maybe it will turn into reacted factory production or reacted Cyclone production for him soon. There's a little bit of a different way from each player to basically get set up into their next stage of this, which is cool to see. You know, different players doing different styles. Obviously, let's see what the Cloaked Banshee can get up to as the first Cyclone of Keen is defending those 2 Reapers of Alive, which would have liked to maybe get an SCV or 2, but obviously in this scenario that will not happen. So he just throws down the grenade as best he can to do as best as possible. Banshee coming on through the center at the moment, going to be seeing where it can go. Seeing what it can get up to now. So Banshee in towards the upper left hand side of the map, and again just seeing what's going on, seeing what's happening here in the early stages. Going to be seeing the Reaper picks off an SCV and it actually gets blown up in towards the sky. A Banshee in towards the main is picking off a little bit of damage. I mean, 4 or 5 workers going down here, gonna get 6. This first Banshee should be deflected by the Cyclones. Look how much energy Alive is saving as well. This is huge. You get 6 kills when energy's been saved. Cyclones on the map. Now we're gonna see a few Cyclones of Keen poking at the front, but well, Alive has a similar number, so definitely not something he wants to be concerned himself with too heavily here, or getting too distracted with, I suppose. Just going to see the Banshee just back away a little bit around the side there, and just waiting to see what is perhaps going to be next. Banshee again coming through the top side, and a lot of Cyclones out of Keen. Coming on over to the left-hand side here, and having a little bit of a look to push on up and see what he can get done. There's barracks of Alive moving out from the main base, and again there's Orbital here too. We'll be having a little bit of a look to see what's going on. Cyclones come in, and oh my god, Keen is going to find himself 1 Cyclone right away. Second one trying to get ready to go, but Banshee just picks up a couple of kills and backs off, and already Keen still really just dictating this game at this stage. Really having a pretty great time, I would say, so far. As we are going to be seeing the Cyclones continue to back away down the left-hand side. 2 more armories on the way up from Alive. I say 2 more. I guess the first 2 armories. They'll start going towards his upgrades here, which will be very powerful when it comes to Cyclone play. An upgrade lead would actually be huge for him, and right now it's definitely something he could get because there is no armory on the map from Keen. He could turn things around for Alive in terms of being able to fight. Cyclone's locking on towards this barracks. Is going to clean it up as fast as possible. Banshee gives itself up, but man, so many kills this game. 18 worker kills, and pretty much all of those were just from the 2 Banshees. Very successfully done. As this Banshee is actually coming back over, there's a few more workers it can definitely get rid of over here. So many scans for us as well. As we see Alive, still just trailing in workers because of all of this. But again, with the faster 1-1, maybe you can hit a bit of a timing in a Cyclone fight that could turn things around. That's where the siege tanks will come into play as well. Siege tanks in the back will help to buffer up and create a defensive position for Cyclones to be able to kind of play against each other with an advantage. Even if there is an upgrade deficit, there's 12 more workers. Oh my god. Does it ever end? Does Alive ever actually get to catch up with Keen in economy? Maybe now, because the Banshees, well, actually maybe not, because the Banshees are still being made. And actually right now, Keen making a move up the left-hand side of the map. But he sees Alive coming through the center, and he decides rather than going up the left and kind of maybe getting rid of this third CC and workers, he'd rather make sure he's going to be able to defend at home. Well, the Cyclone leads the charge down there. A lot of extra Cyclones about to finish up as Keen's going to come in from the left-hand side. I don't think Keen has enough units here, though. I think this is going to start being a very one-sided sort of affair. As Alive really picks off a lot over here. Needs a scan, and that's going to be an insta-dead Banshee. I guess it kind of evened up towards the end there. Alive doesn't have too much more left over. A few SCVs went down from Keen, so Alive definitely making some progress back into the game in that regard. As now we're going to see enough Cyclones still to the left where they're going to pick up some damage on the way out. And maybe these Cyclones should just turn and trade. And trade out towards the end here, although missed out on a couple of easy kills. Alive doesn't come out in the beneficiary end of that side of that trade. Again, some of these Cyclones very low in health. They're going to drop so quickly, which makes this fight a lot more even, a lot faster than you might think it would. You can see here, obviously, that well, it comes out as 2 Cyclones apiece post reinforcement, so not bad. Alive with a lot of money in the bank to spend as we see a scan ahead. I guess Keen just trying to figure out, well, what is kind of coming up for me if I continue to push on forwards? Well, the answer already is 4 more siege tanks coming, 4 more kind of Cyclones coming into position up atop of this ramp. Banshee Keen is going to pull away over to the left-hand side. This SCV of Alive will have to be a little bit cautious. Well, it's going to go down, I guess. Nothing really too crazy about that. And well, 1 more upgrade's coming through. That'll obviously make things kind of interesting as well. Just a young Capper in the chat asking, has TVT just turned into a ton of Cyclones every game? I mean, I wouldn't say this is what we see every single game. So, yeah, I wouldn't say kind of, yeah, I wouldn't say kind of like every single game is kind of Cyclones, but it definitely does kind of create, like, you know, it definitely can become a thing in certain kind of TVTs, and these 2 players especially have been loving the heavier Cyclone styles, so it's not surprising to see this turn into Cyclone versus Cyclone. As, I mean, this is even to an extreme as well. Like, at this point with 1-1 finish, you'd probably expect kind of tank production, Hellion production to have started, but because they're both kind of playing it in the same way, they're both just still massing up Cyclones, and obviously that becomes really freaking ridiculous here. So, barracks overhead from Keen, we'll see those Cyclones starting to move out onto the map. 4th command center of Alive to the left-hand side, and a couple more SCVs moving over, see what they can do as well. So many more Cyclones just coming through the middle at the moment, and we are going to be seeing, well, just a 4th base from Keen set up on this high ground here. That may be an issue right now as Alive gets ready to push in, but Keen has a lot of Cyclones too. Currently at 17 Cyclones apiece. Upgrades even. Well, who has the better position? I think Alive has the Concave here initially, and he'll get one Cyclone right away. Obviously Keen has the reinforcement distance, but bleeding off a couple Cyclones already, it's not going to be good for him. SCV's pulling into this as well, and that's when Alive's like, oh my god, let's get out of here, but he takes a long time to do so. Banshee over on this side gets cleaned up once again. Alive going to start to turn to fight, but not with all of his units, so that's obviously a bit of an issue too. Needs to keep on pulling away with pretty much everything right now. Cannot afford for these Cyclones to just keep being picked away at like this, as we see Keen continue to come on towards the bottom left, and this barracks from Alive continue to float on overhead towards the bottom right. A 5th command center coming into play as well right now from Keen, just going in towards another base. You're going to be seeing the Cyclones and the tanks able to pick off another Cyclone here, and it floats on up into the skies. More Hellions coming back in towards the center as you see some Cyclones to the right-hand side coming through here. So Alive also harassing for himself right now. 12 minutes into this game, one of this best of 5 TVT Grand Final in Warty TV Weekly number 20. Keen and Alive both definitely players that have given us a lot of action in the Warty TV Weeklies of past. As you're going to be seeing Keen right now though, putting himself in an intriguing position up here. As we are going to be seeing, he's actually just going to push straight up and just take. Keen actually ended up finishing in 2nd place against Beyond in the finals. So yeah, neither of these, that's probably kind of guess Keen's biggest result in this. But Alive definitely the more kind of higher finisher usually. But both players who have played a lot is the point I'm trying to make. They've both played a lot of events of that I've run, and they've both had decent success at decent points in time. Alright, to the bottom right hand side here we do have our Red Terran player representing my insanity. It is Alive. He's going up against the Blue Terran to the top left hand side. It's Keen. Game 2 this best of 5. Let's see what's going to happen. Warty, thanks for the streaming. Says Flo Lazy in the chat. Well, no problemo. Thanks for the watching. Appreciate the you taking the moment to say some nice things, or to say thanks. Do appreciate it a bunch. Same builds as last time for now, as we do see Command Center coming down from Alive and Keen on the double gas 1 base. So again, for now they're both opening in the similar sort of directions as they had in that game number. Not game number 1. Cyclone already on the way up here from Keen, as we'll watch to see what the initial Reapers are going to try and get up to right now. What's up, Strider 1995 coming in with the Twitch Prime sub. How are you doing? Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. Appreciate it. Putting us at 550 subscribers. Crazy. Every single sub right now is just pushing us to new heights in terms of subscribers. It's really pretty insane, if I'm going to be honest with you guys. It really is pretty insane, honestly. So thank you very much, everyone, for continuing to support the channel. Obviously, really do appreciate it. Hopefully that goes without saying, more or less. 2 Reapers and a Cyclone coming through the center of the map here. Keen going to be pushing down towards the bottom right hand side. The Cyclone really will make things a little bit difficult for Alive, because it just is so powerful. You can see already that first Hellion gets destroyed and he basically does no damage at all. That's the thing, the Cyclone's so good because it just immediately kind of tanks so much damage, as well as dealing so much damage here. And SCV gets picked off, and well, I guess he's just kind of, I mean, honestly, just go up the... I guess it's risky to go up the ramp, but actually Alive was initially built in 2 more Hellions. He cancelled those to start up the extra Cyclones. It's crazy. So, yeah, I mean, still just controlling the low ground here. Keen is already picking up that early damage from having the slower expansion. And because actually Keen doesn't go into the starport, you can still take the natural CC pretty fast here, compared to what you might usually be expecting if you're kind of, you know, if you haven't watched TVT in a while. Then usually you don't just stop on Barracks Factory and expand, you go Barracks Factory Starport, And then the expand kind of naturally comes down a bit later because it takes a little while to get set up or whatever. Obviously that's not really the case this sort of time around. As we'll see this Reaper coming up top right here from Alive. Going to be looking to see what he can do in the next few moments. Command Center building up next to this natural, so third CC coming on through. And we'll see this Reaper of Alive throwing down a grenade, and just going to be seeing it starting to harass a couple of these SCVs. So one SCV already going down here. And the second SCV as well, going to be taking some more damage. Doesn't quite go down just yet though. So second Reaper comes around to the side, and well, again, just a little bit of something from Alive. He has got the Banshee now. Now, last game he took so much damage to this Banshee early on. Let's see if it's going to be more of the same here. Once again now, as we get set up in towards this. Cyclone locking onto this Banshee, and we are just going to be seeing it pushed away, but obviously nowhere near as much damage done as what we saw previously. Now this is interesting. This is 5 Cyclones against 4, a couple of Reapers as well. Could bounce them around and really make this kind of crazy actually from Keen. This could be very one-sided in his favor. 3 more Cyclones, and oh my god, Alive is not even building anything right now, but he's just gone up to 6. He's going to be 5 against 8, 6 against 8, plus the Reapers. That's going to be crazy. If Keen finds himself the confidence to attack in, yeah, obviously it's easy for us to see, okay, he definitely can fight this. Well, let's see if he feels the same way. The Reapers, again, should be a big part of this now. He already gets the first few shots. There's the grenades, forcing the Cyclones back, and that means Alive misses out on damage time, as Keen's TVT lately has just looked unstoppable, and this is going to be another example of that. So much damage being done here. These Cyclones, okay, surrounded, but look at the damage being dealt. This Banshee across the map is okay, doing some damage. I can tell you what, though, it's not doing anywhere near as much as these Cyclones are getting done, because this is crazy amount of damage being dealt. We're going to see him still just outnumbering the Cyclones here, and should be able to pick off this Cyclone, and then there's really no more production behind this still for a little while longer. GG from Alive, and Keen takes a 2-0 lead in his best of 5. People have different tastes in music. Some people like things, some people don't. I stopped caring so much about what I play on stream. I really try to keep like certain things on stream, certain things off, but nowadays I care a little bit less. I still kind of keep certain things off, but I do so yeah, anyways, we're in game. We're underway. We're looking to see what's going to be happening here in the next few moments. To the upper right hand side, a right turn player is of course up 2-0 Keen. And to the bottom left hand side, our blue Terran player, it is Alive. What's up? Squall49 says, I refuse to spend any of my actual money on a free platform, but I'll spend ad bits with the cheer 250 in the chat. Here's some woody hearts in the chat, and the heart. What? Can I speak normally, please? There's some woody hearts in the chat, please. The Squall409 and the cheer 250. Thank you very much. Appreciate the support, mate. In whatever form it comes in. Thank you very much. Ad bits are the best bits. Well, maybe not all the time, but a lot of people actually watching ads for bits is pretty cool. It's cool to see. Set up, looking to see what will happen as we see his command center coming down from both players in the natural expansion, and we do see a Reaper currently on the way up from both as well here. Factory drops on down, and again, it is just going to be a bit more of a, well, both of them turning together right now, just sort of gathering together and playing a bit of a standard game with the expansions. Keen not going double gas one base, even though it's been working so well for him in those previous games up until now. What's up, Wicked25 in the chat with a cheer 50 as well. Thank you very much for the bits, yo. Appreciate it, guys. Keep those warty hearts going in for some people showing some love on the channel. It goes a long way, it's the reason we're here. Anyways, going to be seeing this Reaper and a Marine just going to sit up on the natural, and we are going to be seeing the Reaper of Alive was pushing through the center to see what else was going on. play pretty varied stuff, Wardy, says Crow117. At least you did during the WCS qualifiers a week or two ago. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a playlist. I just have I just sort of collect music I like together in one playlist. So it's not really like a playlist of certain types of music. It's just a playlist of all sorts of music. So I just sort of play through that, and I skip some things, I select some things sometimes, but I really do just like a variety of music. So there's a lot of different stuff gets played, but those Reapers right now, or maybe should be the talking point, because that's 3 kills and maybe to 4. I really feel as though he was running away here. He could have maybe got one more SCV. I guess maybe he loses both Reapers then, but I mean, for one more SCV, I don't know if that's even a bad thing. Cloak on the way from Alive as he gets ready to follow up from this now. The Reaper is already sat up top right, just outside of the natural expansion of Keen here. Reaper on Reaper fights continue, but Alive comes out ahead on that one. Again, Keen already getting a few worker kills. Still actually, Alive getting a few worker kills early. Definitely put himself a little bit ahead. And, well, Keen does have the army supply advantage, though. He's got a little bit of a lead there. 6 army supply. Going into the medevac, looks as though he might want to drop the Widowmine Marines and maybe bring the Cyclone across as well. Let's see how this is going to go here, as we have, again, the Hellion and a couple of Marines just off over to the side. And the Widowmine and Marines just jumping into that medevac now, as Keen will get ready to go across towards the lower left to try and get a little bit more damage done. Widowmine and 6 Marines coming towards the bottom left-hand side, and we are going to be seeing a couple of extra barracks just sort of spreading themselves out here. Those extra racks going to be finishing up now, getting ready to drop on towards the reactors once again. Medevac coming across, and we'll be getting ready to unload in towards the main base, as we're just going to be seeing the Widowmine drop in. And, well, the siege tank in position is kind of going to make Keen think twice about this. Oh, he's not stopping dropping his units, though. That was a little bit of a weird one, as we're going to be seeing. Well, this is a pretty good defense by Alive, who also does damage across the map. He will lose the Banshee, but 4 workers killed. I mean, still chipping away and keeping himself in the worker lead overall. 42 to 35 at the moment is going pretty good for him, honestly. So that's going pretty nicely, as we are going to be seeing the Stimpak upgrade starting up, and we are going to be seeing a couple of barracks from Keen on the way out as well. So maybe see Marine tank against Marine tank here. No Cyclone nonsense. Going to be getting a little bit more of a, kind of my favorite style of Terran versus Terran into play now. So looking forward to this, as look to see what continues on. Reaper going to be moving up in towards the main. A Hellion already here. He's going to push that Reaper away now. And we do see the Engineering Bay starting up the +1 attack upgrade, and a second Engineering Bay starting up on the natural expansion as well. Stimpak 1-1 from Alive coming on through. Stimpak and +1 from Keen on the way up at the moment. Starport going to move over to new reactor, and this barracks going to move over to this reactor over here as well. Orbital just continues to set up a few more SCVs, a couple more medevacs on the way out, and those extra barracks can be finishing as well now over here in the main base. Extra tank's going to want to set up, and a few Marines just joined up with them. As going to see a Cyclone, 2 more Marines starting to move through the center of the map. And this Reaper of Alive coming around the top side, see what it can do as well. Cyclone just going to sit here, and a Marine does get taken down. We're going to pick off that SCV as well, and again another few Marines coming in and a tank too, picking that Reaper off here now. So Reaper does go down, and again just seeing 1-1 upgrades coming in from both players. Stimpak on the way up from Keen, combat shields on the way up for Alive. Yeah, a little bit of lag here at the moment here on Korea, so sorry for that, guys. A little bit spiky. It's been okay up until now, but that is, if you've seen a little bit of lag on the stream, is just our connection to Korea. It is happening in game, not affecting the players. They'd be saying something about it, but just, if you are seeing a couple of little, seen it be a bit jumpy, that's all it is at the moment. Well, this medevac's still out on the map here from Alive, and will get a connection on towards this mineral line. A lot of low health SCVs, and so he can target down a bunch of those quickly. Alive gets 7 workers killed. And he's going for this big drop towards the natural. If he gets into this natural expansion with this drop, and, Keen is just so focused out the front towards the third base, etc., then obviously this could be pretty deadly for him. This medevac's going to continue coming up here. Okay, he sees it now, but, Well, not really in time to kind of reposition units, and oh my god. He gets the tanks down behind this, behind the engineering base. I mean, I think that's huge anyways. Viking will be targeted here, goes down instantly. Can he get rid of the engineering base in time to stop +1 armor? That'd be huge. I think no, because he goes for +2 attack first. And still, it will start to slow down +2, which obviously is a big thing in and of itself. Airwork is going down in this attack as well so far as alive. Going to continue to keep himself in a pretty strong position behind this mineral line. And how do you attack into this as Keen? I can tell you right now, it's not going to be pretty, it's not going to be easy. Because there's even a medevac here from Alive just kind of looking at the front to see what's going on. Meanwhile, extra units coming up the top. Probably we're looking to hit this third base in the next few moments, and that's going to be pretty freaking powerful. The Liberate on the way from Keen's just going to take so long to get out here and to really help against this. As we're going to be seeing again a lot more of these units from Alive. Just gathering up and getting ready to strike elsewhere. Not even catch those units coming through the center of the map at the moment, and he's going to turn and fight that very easily. He didn't even have combat shields until just now, as we're going to be seeing. Those two medevacs pulling back, and well, now Alive can just make his way towards the third base. He knows how this goes, so does Keen, and so Alive. Let's do this. Taking a map to the top left-hand side. And keeping himself in this series for now. It is our blue Terran player from My Insanity. It is Alive. His opponent down to the bottom right-hand side of the map is the red Terran player, of course. Let's hear it if you're cheering on Keen. I think you reached your sub goal, Wardy. I swear down, in a day or two, we are going to lose so many subs because of just this time last month having so many subs, that I'm actually this time not going to update the sub goal. I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to break it down again. Yay. Alright, well, setting up into this. Gonna see how this is gonna go over the next few moments. It's gonna be, again, Keen now, once more going for the kind of faster expansion play as we just saw in the last game as well. But as he goes for this faster play, we're actually gonna be seeing at the same time, Alive is gonna go for the double gas. And this is the first time this series that Alive has gone for this double gas here. So a little bit of a difference between the two of them right now. Interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. As we get this rolling, look to see what is going to happen. Factory finishes up, and again, just waiting to see what will be next, of course, still. Cyclone on the way out. We actually already see a little bit of a Reaper warfare happening from Alive as he comes across the map right away here, so a little bit of Reaper warfare starting on out already. Now we're going to see those couple of Reapers continue to come up the right hand side, and that one Reaper currently just being pushed away a little bit. Reaper going to come in towards the center of the map now, and a Cyclone coming through as well from Alive here currently, so coming in towards the middle. Banshee still on the way up from Alive, Cloak on the way down, and we are going to be seeing the couple of Reapers start the front. Is there an alternative to Gameheart? Not really. No, I mean just straight up no, actually. I mean, Gameheart's the only thing that does it, does anything kind of the way that this is, the way that Gameheart does it. Whoa! Again, we're getting some real bad lag to the Korean server lately. Like the latency, the spikes is just insane. It's a little bit annoying, but it only happens like once for every, every like a couple of hours it happens like once or something. So it's not super terrible, but it is a little bit annoying when it does happen, so sorry for that. There is two Reapers, a Hellion and a Cyclone trying to fight against, well, now two Cyclones, and that's immediately going to be a pull away from Alive. There's no way he can commit into that any longer. So he has to pull away from this here right now. Banshee on the way up with Cloak coming in on the Tech Lab. Still just going to be seeing those units of Alive gathering together. A missile turret will start up over to this side as well. It's just behind the mineral line. So missile turret coming through. We are just going to be seeing just protection for this Banshee coming in, as Keen does not want to let this Banshee. I mean, Banshees so far this series have always seemed to find so much damage already. It's pretty crazy that it just happens again and again and again, basically. Like, it happens so much, it seems. Anyways, Banshee now around the side, and we'll be starting to pick away at a couple of SCVs. So a little bit of damage done already there. A little bit of damage done. Guess we'll be looking to see what else it can do in the next few moments, as we'll just see this Banshee backing away for now. A couple of Hellions and Cyclones, etc. on the side. Get into action once more. I love that Keen's actually stopped with these missile turrets, saying that, like, hey, if I don't actually need them, let's just not finish building them and I can get the money back. And so far, it kind of like, you know, maybe you do need them eventually, but right now you don't need them right away, so... I'm just going to be seeing the a couple of units getting ready to go and pushing on towards into this. Barracks from Alive coming in towards the center. The Cyclones from Keen coming in from the right hand side, and a couple of Reapers, Cyclones, the Hellion pulling back in towards the middle right away here once again. Pushes in again. That missile turret to Alive. This missile turret kind of looks finished at a glance, so you might not realize that you can probably actually fly in there. You're going to see high ground advantage will help out a little bit. The great Reaper Grenade too. That's 2 Cyclones for free. Well, I've taken advantage of Keen all over the place at the moment. Keen doesn't even really have that much going for himself. I guess a 3rd CC is the difference, right? To make up for the 15 army supply he currently trails. So 3rd CC will definitely help him out. Going double armory as well, but maybe Alive's just getting into a position that just is going to be so powerful that it might just be very hard to stop. Might be very, very hard to stop here. In the near future, as we do see those units just gathering up together. Sparks flying all the way back down towards the lower right hand side, so we're going to see what it can get up to. I'm just going to be seeing again a couple of Cyclones and a Siege Tank coming through the middle of the map. These couple of mules are on top of those Cyclones and preparing them. Interesting to see 2 mules dropped right here. I mean, obviously Alive really wants to push this right now rather than waiting at all. Keen. The issue for Keen is he actually mostly only has Hellions here. I guess he's got a couple of Cyclones in the back. One single Siege Tank, though, is actually starting to do quite a bit now. He actually loses a lot as he takes down that tank just because of the Cyclone damage being put out. The Banshee's adding a lot of damage output to this as well. The Liberator will siege up and really kind of control the position a little bit. And oh my god, a couple of Siege Tanks here. And he did cancel this missile turret towards the front, so the Banshees come into that location very freely. And obviously with tanks sieging up this position and Cyclones pushing the CC goes down. And we are tied up. We're going to a 5th and final game here in this best for 20. Wow, what a long cup we've had. 5 hours long to get into our 5th and final game of the tournament, but finally we're here. It's been a long cup. I mean, we had a lot of long games. That 40-minute TVZ between Alive and Guru was amazing. And we've had a lot of great games in general, so hopefully you guys have been enjoying. We are going to be staying live, because in 20 minutes time we bring you all the Yost Star League, which is going to be a lot of fun and yeah, just a Swiss tournament. Group B today is going to be pretty freaking sweet, I think. So yeah, let's see how this goes as we go into this game number 5 right now. To the top left hand side, our blue Terran player is already going to be seeing, I guess it's a single gas apiece for now. I mean, obviously, let's see which direction the game kind of goes in. To the top left hand side, our blue Terran player, it is going to be Keen. And to the bottom right hand side, our red Terran player, it is Alive. So game 5 of this series, as we're going to be seeing Command Center on the way up on each side of the map. Keen is pulling away from the bottom right hand side, so getting ready to go. What's up, Von Scholly in the chat? How you doing today? Thanks for dropping by. Again, guys, just as a reminder, tomorrow we are probably not going to be live because it is setup and rehearsal day for the Wardy TV Team League Season 8. It's going to be fantastic. The pre-season is this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Exact times will be announced later on, probably tomorrow, but make sure you watch out for that. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of great games. I'm personally really looking forward to it, as you might be able to tell, because it seems to be all I've talked about all day at points. But I'm super excited for it, and I really think you guys should be as well. It's going to be a fantastic new beginning for the Team League. As you see this Reaper just set up this ramp. Factory going to drop down on towards the reactor. Barracks moves away to the side. And again, this Reaper just going to be setting up to see what it can get done in the next few moments. Couple of Reapers up in towards the main base here. A couple of grenades going down, and one SCV picked off. We're going to be seeing this Reaper of Keen is still coming through. 3 workers killed though, alive already, getting himself into a little bit of an advantage here. Another Reaper picked off and getting going. A couple of Hellions down to the low ground. And those SCVs of Keen just mining away at the moment. A couple of Cyclones on the way out, and guess what? It looks as though it's Cyclone time once again here for our players. Can you believe it? How many times are we just going to get Cyclones, guys? It's just Cyclone mayhem, it seems, lately. As we get set up into this, so getting going, and the Cyclone mayhem is beginning. In the next few moments. Couple of Hellions currently just holding the front, ready to lead the charge for the moment. Third CC from both of them as well. Keen's is a little bit ahead, but not by a huge amount or anything. Just going in towards that third CC and getting set up to go, and continue on through. The Hellions poking around, but not finding themselves any real damage just yet either. As we continue our way into this now. Couple of Hellions coming up the left-hand side, and a couple of armories on the way down from Alive, and just getting going. There's 2 armories dropping in behind the natural mineral line, and still just a couple of Cyclones in the main base, some more Cyclones on the low ground, and just continuing to set up in toward this. A few Cyclones up on this high ground as well, and that's going to be seeing that second factory of Keen coming in as well right now. Reactor building up on this barracks. And again, the third CC just morphing into an orbital. 2 armories on the way behind this mineral line also. And that's going to be finishing up in just a few moments' time. So those armories going to finish, and just going to be seeing the, again, I guess the 1-1 upgrade starting, of course. Meanwhile, Keen on the other side doesn't like to rush out his armories as fast, but he goes into a second factory loss faster. Which obviously will give him kind of a little bit of a Cyclone lead for a while, but then of course the, the upgrades come into play, and that can hurt a lot as well. As you do see this orbital coming through the south side over towards the third base in the next few moments. Keen going to come in, he's going to drop this orbital in a moment or two. So he's going to drop this down, and again, just get that going. 2 Hellions down the left, and there is Keen's own armories coming into play for those upgrades. Remember, Keen started this series 2-0 up after 2 very convincing wins off the Cyclone play. But he hasn't found the same sort of setup again since then. And that's allowed Alive to come back into this series and really drag it out into what has now turned into quite the epic series between the 2 of them. 2 Hellions chasing 2 Hellions on the left-hand side. Alive going up that left side at the moment. Again, a few Cyclones just really setting up right now in the middle, as you do see this barracks of Alive coming over to the left, and again, more Cyclones coming on up. A third factory from Alive currently in the main base. Alive just gathering up together, and well, 1-1 upgrades coming in for both players at the moment here for Keen, so getting set up in towards that as we're going to be seeing the scan in towards the main, and again, Cyclones of Alive is coming up the right-hand side too to just try and see what they could perhaps get up to in the next few moments as well. So they're going to get set up all the way over here. Going to be seeing them push in towards the third base. We've seen those Cyclones knocking down those rocks and just going to close off this pathway. As we're going to be seeing the couple of SCVs going down, and again, just going to be seeing Keen getting set up as well. A few Hellions morphing into Hellbats here, and again, the Cyclones is getting into action and getting ready to go. A couple of Hellions continue to push their way through this natural expansion. Well, some damage being done. Alive is really picking up the worker kills. Oh my god, 10 workers killed as he pulls away from the main fight, but 10 workers going down is obviously a huge deal already. Alive, the 1-1 upgrade's already finished. I'm surprised to not see him going further. We've kind of been aggressive now that he's got that advantage, but maybe he just doesn't quite realize that it's there. As both players are starting to switch out of the Cyclone production in towards Hellions and in towards tanks. Getting ready to go all over again. One more Hellion in the main base gets taken down. 14 workers killed. Alive goes up 71 to 54 workers right here. As we're going to be seeing, well, Keen trailing at the moment. There's not much you can really do to shut down that kind of trailing, that kind of aspect of his game at the moment. What do you do to get back into this? Probably not a lot. This SCV gets taken down as well. There's one more to the right. Keen just setting up depots to keep track of any attacks coming his way. It's kind of difficult, I guess, if you don't have Hellions out already. You need something to kind of watch the map control. Otherwise, you know, your opponent is going to kind of run circles around you. CC to the far right-hand side is going to be finishing up in a moment, and we are going to be seeing a lot more Hellions of Keen coming down the right to see what he can do as well. Gets a few shots off, and those Hellions of Alive taking quite a bit of damage. Alive going to be coming back up the right side once again, to push those Hellions up, keep them really pinned back here. A lot more Cyclones again from Alive coming up this left-hand side now, looking to see what he can do with this, and especially as Keen starts to move out. Well, that's pretty big. That's a lot of possibility for Alive here to actually just do a lot, but obviously he doesn't have a lot to defend at home either. So a lot of his army's positioned to this right-hand side towards the 4th base. He's going to take down these rocks. Does he have enough to defend? He's got a few more tanks coming into play. I mean, they'll go a long way for this. So Keen's going to come up this position here, and a scan. Alive is still positioned defensively. What's he going to do? Does he just attack in and go for like the full-on base trade sort of scenario? Tanks see this from Keen right away as he starts to pull up the high ground. Well, he should be able to defend, but taking a lot of depot damage. A lot of those going down. Now he can just pull towards the 3rd base, I guess, Alive. As you can see, that Keen really wants to push his way into this position. A few Cyclones coming back home, but they're not going to be enough, I don't think. +2/+2 is going to finish up as well soon. Alive already with the +2 play, and now means his Cyclones take barely any damage from those shots of his opponent. He's going to go back onto the CC, and it dies before it can be repaired or anything. Turns back onto those Cyclones and the Siege Tanks, SCVs as well. He is going to get cleaned up, but only with kind of taking down a huge amount of workers and army with him. And a CC. That is absolutely huge here, as Keen really isn't doing enough with his army over on this side. Alive has pinpointed where it is, and he knows what he needs to do as he's going to siege up here, and Keen has to back away. He's not done enough, and from 2-0 up in this series, Keen is maybe right now on the verge of losing this, because Alive is definitely in a position to make this work out for himself here. Hellions up the left-hand side of the map once again, looking to see what they can do, where they can go. Going to run by in towards this natural in a moment or two. As you're going to see some SCVs going to get picked away at. Already one Hellion goes down. Well, I mean, he just moves into Hellbats. I guess that's pretty powerful as well. Did you see, though, Keen to the right-hand side here is going to get rid of this 4th base. The Planetary will go down, but guess what? Alive has another one positioned over there. So, you know what? He has another base to make up for that is... Well, Hellbats just doing a chunk of damage again. 15 more workers. And Keen's army supply may still be even. But when his worker count is down by about 35 or 40... that's going to be difficult to stay in this game with, right? It's going to be very difficult to stay in the game in that sort of position here. I don't really know what you do, actually. There's Keen right now. What do you guys think? I mean, I guess you've got to do something with the army that you've got. The longer you give your opponent at this stage, the better it's going to be for him. So you've got to kind of do something soon. But it's actually Alive that's pushing into the position to do something here. Hellbats leading the charge. Well, okay, tanks need to get to the high ground first. One tank on the low ground is not going to do a lot. Hellbats are going to get back in front. Keen is so late to siege up. And the problem is those Hellbats are going to do a lot of the tanking initially as well. And that really does mean so much in a fight like this. And that is going to be Alive trading very well. Vikings will land to clean up a couple more tanks. Although actually the tanks will unsiege and be able to pick off another couple of units. Another Viking will land. Hellbat goes down. Another tank. Maybe actually can target that tank down. Doesn't quite get it. Meanwhile, Hellions are chasing SCVs from the top right-hand base, which has just tried to be set up here. It's another 17 workers killed. A 40 worker leave from Alive. 120 to 65 army supply. And Alive, he didn't give up when the gun was tough, when it wasn't working at all. He's going to be seen. Alive takes it 3 games to 2. GG's, well played. Alive is your Woody